Hello healers and health seekers, it's me Ichoda, healing with medical medium information for 3 years now. I'm shaking my head because I don't even think I should talk about that part right now. Nothing to do with my medical medium information. I personally am in a space of just pure struggle. I'm not in a good space. I guess this is my What's Up Wednesday video where I come in here and I talk about my healing journey and what's going on with me. But I want you to know that this is no fault of medical medium information. This is just circumstantial, and I am struggling hardcore right now, just freaking hardcore. So what I'm going to do, because I think I need to, is I'm going to talk about it. I feel like I need to talk about it, but I'm so overwhelmed by everything right now. My nervous system is so overwhelmed. My brain is so overwhelmed. Everything is just, I am just so completely overwhelmed that I don't feel capable of speaking about it to another human directly yet. And that is so weird for me because I am a chatty person, and oh my gosh, do I love to talk on the phone. I love to talk to people. I love to connect with people. And right now, I don't feel capable of it. But I do feel like right now, I can just talk to this camera. Maybe because I can edit it. I don't know. I apologize in advance if there is any crying. I have been inside of myself for days now, and I don't even know what I'm about to say. I have thoughts, and I'm not sure what's going to come out of me right now. I posted last week that I thought I was starting to come out of the fog, and then Sunday I just started to unravel. It's like everything just all came to a head, and I apologize now, but I am going to talk about it. So I'm going to try to anyway. It seems like maybe this is part of my problem, is I can't get my thoughts out of my mouth right now. I have so much stress right now about being in this RV. In case you don't know my situation, oh man, I hope you're not somebody watching this channel for the first time. For heaven's sakes, oh please let this not be seen by anyone who doesn't know my channel, because this is not the first video I want anybody to see, because I'm having a nervous breakdown right now, and I'm doing it on camera because I'm crazy. I'm a crazy person. I don't want this to be the first video you watch. We were gonna move to Colorado. We stopped where our families live for a month to visit them before we went on to Colorado, because it's not that it was on the way at all, it's just that we hadn't seen our families in a while and we wanted to. So we stopped to visit them, and we see that, you know, our parents are getting older, and you know, my grandmother's here, my mother's here, my husband's parents are here, his sister and her kids are here, and my two brothers are also here. And I just, literally, this is the last place on earth I would ever pick for us to live. It is a very toxic area physically. For me, it is a very painful area to be in. Our son died here, and that is really hard for me to be around. That's why I can only visit. I visit, and then I go, and then I can be away from it. But to be immersed in it is just, it's like trial by fire. It's like trial by fire. I can't. So much pain. Now, I'm not specifically in the area where we used to live, and we're not looking at getting a place in that area. The places we're looking are actually places we've not lived that are more on the outskirts of the area, but this area is so sprawled out that it's kind of all one big conglomeration of things and area. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to get, I apologize for, I can't get my words out, and it's very hard for me to concentrate or focus. I'm just in this veil of overwhelm and fog, and my brain's not working right, and I'm doing the best I can, but I just felt like I had to do this. I don't even know why. I just needed to say things out loud that I haven't, and I usually would do this with another person. I usually would connect with somebody. I posted, I was struggling so hard a couple of days ago or yesterday. I don't know time right now. I was struggling so hard, and I posted on Instagram and I said, I'm struggling. I feel like I'm drowning, and I don't even know what I said, but I just posted my pain. It's not like I just posted and said, please help me, please. I posted and I just said, I asked for prayers because I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't feel connected to anything. I couldn't feel the angels. I couldn't feel other people. I couldn't feel anything. Everything feels like it's through a fog, or like I can't feel it. I don't feel like I'm a part of everything. I can't concentrate or focus. Everything is just through a fog, like everything is. Everything feels confusing, and I feel incredibly overwhelmed, and my symptoms are I have symptoms flaring that I haven't had in a long time. Like my anxiety, it's been pretty low, and it's just went crazy through the roof. I can't leave the RV. I cannot bring myself to leave the RV. It's like that agoraphobia came back, where I'm afraid to go outside of the tin box that I feel like is a cage to me, which is crazy. It's crazy, but that's what's going on. Like, I just feel, everything just feels amped up, and I've had pain in my body, and I have inflammation going on that my friend pointed out to me was inflammation, because I said, I don't know what's going on. My belly is getting bigger, but my clothes don't seem to be fitting tighter, and I don't have a scale in the RV. I can't weigh myself, so I don't think I'm gaining weight, but it's like I'm pushing out somehow, and everything feels floppier. And she said, that's inflammation. You've got so much inflammation because your adrenals are running so much, and she's like, that's inflammation in your body. And I was like, oh, right. I would know that if my brain were clear, but I don't know anything right now. My brain is not clear, and so I've got all this inflammation going on, and just my adrenals are running, and I just cannot seem to get ahead of it. I cannot seem to get the adrenal snacks in me, because what happens is I'm just constantly crashed. Like, I have no energy, and I can't get on top of it. So I don't have energy to even go out. My husband keeps saying, let's go for a walk. And I'm like, I can't. I don't have the energy to go for a walk. I don't even have the energy to get up. It's kind of all I can do to just even get anything into my face. Look, I will never be eating no foods. We don't have no foods in the house. There's no chance of me slipping and like falling off medical medium protocols and into some like processed food land or anything like that. That's not even the case. It's just that I might eat cooked food before dinner, and I might eat fat sometimes. Like, I've had avocado. I haven't had avocado in so long, and I'm not gonna lie, it was amazing. And I don't know if I had consequences from it, because everything seems like a consequence right now. Like everything seems, it's just like whatever I can get into me. Because I can't seem to get it together to like make food when I need to make food, and I'm just struggling. It's like somehow a whole day goes by and I have eaten like my heavy metal detox smoothie, and I don't know. I guess I'm in survival mode, but it's like I'm struggling with a capital struggle. And it's so much, it's a lot. And then I look at every single time I look at the websites to see if there's like new houses listed so we can look at a house, I just end up in tears. And sometimes I'll spend like the entire day just looking over and over again, almost obsessively. Probably obsessively. Probably it has now become like an OCD for me to check that stupid website to see did I miss something, or I'm spinning out, you guys. I'm spinning out hard. It's not good. It's not good. I'm just spinning out so hard. Can't find housing, or I shouldn't use that language. We haven't found anything yet, and it's just disheartening. And I've looked no sense of time in here, and I'm just in here 24/7, and I can't even. The only thing I can seem to make myself leave for is if we have an appointment to go view a house, and then I'm so relieved to go out of the RV just to do something else, to have a change of venue and to get some sun on my face and some air, because there's no air here. I can't open the windows of the RV, because if I open the windows of the RV, there's just exhaust and it smells awful, and there's planes going overhead. There's planes going overhead all the time and dumping their jet fuel and other things, and there's passenger planes and non-passenger planes, and there's trains going by, and there's just trucks constantly and RVs in and out of this RV park, and we're right by the highway. Like we are so right by the highway that when I open the window, all I hear is highway noise. It's so loud. We're right by the highway, so it's just all that exhaust coming in, and I'm chemically sensitive, and maybe that's why I smell all the exhaust, and I don't know if other people do. I don't even know. I don't know. But what's happening to me is the additional toxin load is combining with the adrenaline that's constantly running through my body, because I can't get on top of it. I think this is why I can't talk to a person, because if I talk to a person, I'm just gonna lose it. And I don't do well crying in front of people. I'll just do it in front of an audience on YouTube instead, because that's healthy. Before you ask, because people have asked, and I appreciate the question, I appreciate the inquiry, and I understand that people want to help, and I think it's wonderful. And no, we cannot move to another RV park. This is the only RV park in this area that is not flooded. There are not very many RV parks in the area to begin with, but the other ones that are flooded. We've looked into it. No, we cannot go back to the RV park we were at before. It would be way too long of a commute for my husband. It'd be over an hour. And he goes grocery shopping like every other day for us, so it's not possible to do like a he comes on weekends kind of thing because of the fresh food that we eat. There's also some other things in the RV that only he takes care of, the compost toilet being one of them, and that can't go 5 days. It's gotta be like every 2 to 3 days, and we need him for that. By the way, I'm not wearing this shirt because I support that whole Storm Area 51 thing. I'm wearing this shirt because I feel like this on this planet right now. feel like this in my life. I feel like I don't fit anywhere. There's emotional issues that come up around my family and being here and not feeling like it matters to anyone, and wondering why I'm trying to do this, like why I'm doing this when it's not. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it. None of them watch my videos, so I don't know why I care and why I'm trying to protect their privacy and all of that stuff. I know they don't watch my videos. They're not going to see this. There's no chance of that. Nobody that knows them is going to see this. So I don't know why, but I feel like I should not. I feel like I should not talk about my very real feelings and my very real struggles with just not feeling like I am a part of my own family. So I'll just only say that. But so there's that. So there's that very real, very just big childhood wounds coming up that I thought were healed and I thought weren't going to come up because of that. And just patterns repeating and coming up, and maybe to be healed, but right now it just feels like to re-wound me and cause me more pain. And I'm so overwhelmed by everything that's happening, and I feel so incredibly just incapacitated by all of it that it's like all I can do, I guess, shout out to me, because I am still taking my supplements and I'm still taking my tinctures and I'm still eating my healing foods, and I'm trying so hard to breathe, and I'm trying so hard to talk to the angels, and they're sending me numbers to try to tell me that they're here, but it's like I can't, it doesn't come in. It's like it can't get into I see the numbers and I go, yeah, but it doesn't sink into my soul. Like I just feel so disconnected from myself and from everything and everybody. I don't feel like I belong anywhere or to anyone or with anyone, or and I've just been struggling because there's just so much fatigue and so much fog, and I can't connect with anything. And I do try to breathe. I try. And I made this post on Instagram and I asked for prayers, and there was such an outpouring, and I can't read any of it. I try, I look at it, and it doesn't come in here. It doesn't get in, and I don't know what. There's some things that I'm like, oh, I think this said this, and it makes me cry because it gets in there a little bit, but then it's like I can't really focus on it, and I can't look at it. It's like I can't even look at Instagram. There's this whole post that I made, and I know there's a whole thread of comments that are just like love and we're praying for you and all of this. And because my husband made a comment about it, and he said, man, your friends on Instagram are amazing. And I was like, yeah, they are. And I know that I know how much in the past, like reading that incredibly uplifting support has helped me, and I can't do it. I can't read it. And so many people are reaching out to me and offering, do you want to talk? You can talk. Here's my number. And just so much love, and I can't receive it. What is wrong with me? I don't know why I can't receive it. Everything feels wrong. My body feels wrong. My mind feels wrong. I don't even feel my mind. I don't feel connected to anything. I don't feel like I am anything. It I don't feel like me. I don't. And lovely, helpful people are saying, you know, do this, do that. And I'm like, I can't do anything you're saying. I hear your words. It's the same stuff I would tell somebody else. And then some stuff that's like amazing, you know, all of this amazing advice. I'm sure I just can't connect to any of it. It's like I don't know what it is. I'm this. And I'm trying to figure it out, but I just can't connect. Like I don't even know who I am right now. Other great ideas people have said, like, just go outside. And I'm like, I can't go outside. I cannot set foot outside of the RV. The only thing I've been able to make myself do, and I'm even grateful for that, is that when I make my sun tea, I take the sun tea out and put it on the table. But my husband brings it in the evening when he gets home from work. Like I'm amazed that I can make myself do that, and every time I do, I feel like a superhero and a champion because I actually made myself set foot outside the RV. But that's it. That's all I can do. That's as much as I can do. And I do sit in here with the curtains closed all day with no light on me, no outside light, because it's so unbearably beating down hot outside that the only way to try to keep the heat out is to have the curtains closed. We have the air conditioner running constantly all the time, but it's just so hot. I cannot, like, even with the awnings down outside the RV to try to get the sun off, we're still in a tin box and it just heats up, and it's brutal. It's just brutal. And I'm sure that's contributing to things, and I can't get a decent routine in here. I can't get any movement in here. I can't get light. I can't get and I know this is just one big complaining video, and I'm so sorry, and honestly I hope nobody's watching this. I am gonna post it, so probably what I'm saying makes no freaking sense, but I do hope no one's watching this, because I don't want to run anyone else's adrenals. I don't want anyone else to feel my trauma. I need to put it on a video, and I need to post it for my own self, and I don't even know how to explain that process, but it's what I feel like I need to do, because I need to get it out. I need to get it out of me, and I can't seem to let myself connect with another person right now because I don't feel connected to myself. I don't feel connected to other people. I want to, but it's like there's this force field or fog or something that's just preventing me from feeling like a part of anything. Like I'm in this, I don't know. The cartoon picture in my brain is basically like this guy, who's me, being suspended in like a fluid so people can see and approach and maybe, I don't know, but everything goes through that fluid. So it's just, how can I feel like a part of anything? I feel like something's wrong with me, like something is wrong with my brain, and I know that it's the unforgiving four coming in really hard. Because in case I haven't mentioned this before, this area, really, especially where we are right now, is so toxic. We are not very far at all, probably like 15 minutes drive from a big open landfill that has nuclear waste in it that is on fire and has been for decades. It just burns and burns and burns because that's what nuclear waste does when it's on fire. So everybody in that area has cancer, and it's just going out into the air and whatever. So we're kind of not too far from that. We're also right by the airport. I've already said, with planes flying overhead, jet fuel coming down, all these extra heavy metals, all this other stuff too. And it is just brutal. There's just so much toxins around here, and it just feels so much worse. And the trees are not close by, they're across the street, and I can't get myself to leave. So I'm just a mess, and I'm struggling, and I can't seem to connect with the world at all. And I can't seem to let myself talk to anybody, and I know that I need to get this out of me, and usually talking to somebody helps, and I don't know. I just feel like everything just feels wrong right now. Everything just feels horribly wrong, and it feels so oppressive and heavy and hard. And I do feel slightly less heavy and oppressed and burdened today than I did yesterday. And I think for sure that is because of all of the outpouring of prayers and love and people who are just rooting for me. And when I do feel it and get to connect with it and get to read all of that, I know I am just gonna sob like a waterfall. I know it's gonna be such a catharsis and such a beautiful, intense feeling. And like I said, the angels are they're trying to get through to me, and I'm like, I don't feel it. I don't feel you. I don't feel me. They've been sending me numbers all day. They've been sending me numbers for days, actually, for a while now, and I'm just, I just don't feel like me. I don't feel like me at all. And it's very disheartening to keep looking for housing to try to get out of this situation, and for this to just be going on for what? At the beginning of this, when we made this decision, I never thought we'd be in this RV all summer. I honestly thought that it was going to be kind of easy to find housing. Not easy, because it's me and there's chemical sensitivity involved, and that is all really tough. But I thought it would be easier than it has been. I thought there would be at least more stuff to look at, and we'd get to reject it, rather than looking and just being like, nothing meets this criteria. And I thought for sure if we're looking in the outskirts that we're gonna find things that meet this criteria, but everything's on hills, and it's not just like a slight gentle roll, it's like steep hills. And how are you gonna, it just doesn't, you can't put a trampoline on a steep hill. So oh my gosh, it's just, I keep praying, and I keep praying, and I keep asking for help, and I keep asking for a way out, and I keep just feeling completely like stuck. Just, we're stuck. And some part of me knows somewhere that this can't possibly last forever, but there's this other part of me that's in it and is like, this is forever. This is my personal hell right now. I'm struggling so hard. I need some nature. I need some sun. I need some movement. I need a detox bath. Oh my gosh, I need a detox bath so bad. I have a shower. I don't, there's no bathtub in an RV. And if the other frequently asked questions I've gotten are, is there somebody who you know where you could park? And I'm going to tell you about parking an RV at a house. It's not as simple as just parking in somebody's driveway. It just is not. An RV needs 3 hookups. An RV needs power. It needs a dedicated 30 to 50 amp circuit At least ours does. Some of them actually need a hot more than that, but ours needs 30 to 50 amp. It needs a water source, like, you know, which on a house, yes, there's a hose. If there's a hookup for a hose, you have a water source, and that's great. But it also needs, and this is the hardest one, especially in somebody's driveway, it's kind of not possible. It needs the sewer drainage. Now, we don't need the sewer drainage for the toilet because we have a compost toilet, but we still need gray water drainage. And in a lot of places, it's actually illegal to do gray water drainage if you don't have like a sewer to route the gray water into. So that's why we can't just park in somebody's driveway unless they have like a huge property and a farm and they don't mind the gray water going onto their property or something like that. It doesn't have to be a farm, but like if they had like an acreage. But there would still have to be a dedicated 30 to 50 amp circuit. And at least in our house, when we had a house in Oregon and we had our RV parked outside, and 2 different times. One time when we were selling the house, we were living in the RV while we sold the house, and there was another time we had a friend come and stay, and they had the RV parked, their RV parked outside, and frequently it would blow the fuses because we just had plugged into regular house circuit, which I am not an electrician and I do not really understand how this all works, but I'm just going to tell you my understanding of it is that in a house there's not usually a circuit that's like a 30 to 50 amp circuit. The biggest circuit in a house is usually about 20 amp, and that could be great if you never need to run an air conditioner. That could work, but running an air conditioner in an RV with anything else blows that circuit. They blew our fuses so many times because it was hot outside and they didn't mean to. It's just like they'd forget to, you know, say, oh, we're gonna, anyway, it's just like it's broken up into smaller. Nothing in a house is 30 to 50 amp that you're gonna plug in. It's just not, right? So the circuits just aren't designed to handle that kind of a load. I hope I explained it. Probably not. It doesn't really matter. The point is, you can't just go park somewhere in somebody's driveway. Even if we could, we don't have someone to park in their driveway. Our families do not have the space or the capacity, and yeah. And we don't really know anybody who would have land because all of our friends live in like the city or the suburbs and smaller lots that are definitely not big enough to handle our RV. And even if they were big enough to handle our RV, trying to drive an RV down city streets would be insane. And you might think, well, what about a hotel? Well, here's what about a hotel. It's much more expensive than staying in an RV park. And in most hotels, if not all of them, they actually pump perfume into the air. I think they call it fungicide, but it's really the same chemicals. Perfume and fungicide have a lot of the same chemicals. And either way, it's toxic. So I don't want to spend my days having toxic air pumped into, no. So there's that. Plus kitchen, like you'd have to have a full-size refrigerator and stuff like that. So nah, that wouldn't work either. So really, this is it. Like, this is our option. Our option is to be here. If there were another option, believe me, I have thought about, like, this is all I do. I'm here. I think about, like, what else could we possibly do? What are any other possible options? And there just aren't. And no, we cannot stay in our family's homes because I can't go into any of our family's homes. The only house I can go into is my brother's, and they will not allow our dog and cat. And also they wouldn't allow us indefinitely. They just wouldn't. Nobody else's, I can't go into my husband's parents' house at all. And I cannot any longer go into my mom's house at all because she just had new toxic flooring put in, and she just used toxic paint to paint the inside of her house. So, nope, that's not an option. And Plus, you honestly, there's no way you can expect anybody to be like, yeah, I'll house you indefinitely. You and your husband and your dog and cat and your teenage son, like, sure, I'll just have all of that menagerie come into my house and completely take over my kitchen because I would have to. Like, it just doesn't work. There's nobody who can tolerate that kind of a, like, sure, and you could be here a month maybe or two, I don't know. Nobody. Who would? Nobody. It doesn't matter how much you love them and how great they are. That's not a tolerable situation for anyone. To top it all off, I just have to say, during this whole entire crazy crisis, I guess because I was so completely overwhelmed and foggy and everything, I ran out of nettle and lemon balm at the same time. Which you might think, why is that a big deal? Because lemon balm calms and soothes the nerves and supports the central nervous system. And nettle actually does some of that as well, and they both support the adrenals. And if ever there were a time when I did not want to run out of lemon balm and I need that extra support, it is now. It's on its way. I ordered more, but I didn't know I was out, because usually I order it, like, because I order from Vimergy and they have a discount for 12. Order 12 at a time. I thought I had way more bottles than I had, and I did not. The bottles I was looking at were B12, but I was so foggy I didn't realize it. So I did not reorder when I needed to. Usually I reorder when I'm down to like 4, because there's 3 of us and we all use lemon balm every day. So I'm like, okay, gotta keep a stash. Like, I cannot let this run out. It ran out. And even on top of all that, it's like I just feel like I cannot get enough support, like food into. I know this is something I say like all the time and regularly, but I don't know why it's so much harder here, but it was even hard in the apartment. But it's like getting those adrenal snacks in regularly and making sure that I eat enough to support my adrenals, bearing in mind that with the extra adrenaline running through, I need even more glucose. I even need more mineral salts. I need more potassium. I need more adrenal snacks to counter. Like, I probably should be eating every like 15 to 30 minutes. And I'm lucky if I can get it in, 2 to 3 hours. I'm like, and and rather than having compassion for myself and just carrying on, I just feel like I failed. Like, I can't even get it together. Like, what is wrong with me? I cannot do this. And that is not what I would advise anyone ever. Like, if one of you came to me and said, I just can't seem to do this, I'm just like, well, just keep a light heart and don't run your adrenals about it and just keep trying. Like, do whatever you can, like set an alarm, do what you need to do. And I cannot get it together right now. That is too much for me. It's just like whatever I can get into my face, whenever I can get it in, whatever I can put in me. I try really hard to have at least 1 green smoothie a day so that I know at least I'm getting 2 big handfuls of spinach, so I'm getting greens. Of course, I still have my celery juice. Of course, I still have my lemon water. Of course, I still have my heavy metal detox smoothie. And I know I need extra support for the heavy metals, and I'm aware that something I could try is the zeolite spray, and I have some, because I've been trying to get my husband to use it, because he also needs that extra support right now with the heavy metals. And so I've been like, oh, you should use it. When I was lucid before I became so overwhelmed and before my brain stopped working, I was like, you need to take this and make sure you get the spray in. And so my friend said to me today or yesterday, one of my beautiful people in the medical medium community who's also a practitioner said to me, and she's in my practitioner support group with me, and she said, why don't you try some zeolite? She's like, I'll send you some. And I said, actually, I have some. Yeah, okay. I will try zeolite. So I'm trying to do the things that people are giving me as suggestions when my brain will process them. Like, honestly, at this point, if I could just process one thing that somebody tells me to do and do that, I'm gonna just do that to the best of my ability, because everything else I just seemed incapable of processing. As I have been talking to make this video, gosh, it's gonna be so long and I'm so sorry. As I have been talking to make this video, I'm starting to feel a little bit clearer, and that's kind of blowing my mind. I'm gonna see what happens now. If you're one of the people, first of all, anyone who has watched this to this point, I hope you have a good glucose, something to put it in you while you're watching it, because it's not uplifting and it's not positive, and I don't want to drag anyone down with me. But the other thing is, if you're one of the people who has left me a message or is sending me love and support and have sent me a message or has been praying for me or anything, putting energy my way to my family, I want to thank you, and I want to tell you that I am gonna answer those messages when my brain works enough for me to answer them, when I am capable of thinking clearly enough again that I can process them. Right now I can't seem to process anything, and so I'm just really kind of staying inside of myself and not really doing anything, because it's just all I can do to try to get food in and to do what I need to do. So just know that I love you and I appreciate you, and as soon as there's a break in the fog, I will process and respond and take in, and hopefully do a lot more crying, because that's like such a healthy release and I need to cry. I've been sort of just almost not able to. I do, as you can see in this video, I do cry, but I can't do the big cry. I feel like I need the big cry right now, like the big one, to just let it all out. So my head's starting to hurt. I love you. Thank you for watching this video. I think if you have watched it, please support yourself with an adrenal snack or a smoothie or glucose and mineral salts, because again, I do not want to take you down with me. I need to do this for myself and to get it out of me, and see if I can, to see if that helps. Thank you again, healers and health seekers. I love you so much. Remember to stay curious, and remember, you can heal. Please do not take this video as an example of anything, honestly. This is my life, it's my journey. Most people are not insane enough to put themselves in an RV in the middle of summer in the middle of the Midwest and like look for housing. So, you know, your journey does not have to look like this at all. But I guess life does happen, and sometimes we all fall down. It doesn't mean we can't get back up. It just means sometimes it feels like it. So I don't know what else to say. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.